We are live.
Yay!
I believe so. I want to see you. I have a special. Oh, there we go. I have a special thumbnail for this episode. So, okay. The VGRT Gaming Podcast, episode 767, recorded on October 30th, 2025.
Hello, and welcome to the 767th edition of TD Gaming Podcast and 600th episode of Video Game Roundtable. I am TJ Dinser.
And I am Jonah Falcon.
The VGRT Gaming Podcast focuses on game news from around the industry and a gaming flashback.
Yeah, this is a gaming flashback from 1996. And I just remember now that 1996 I had my first real job. So I sort of went on a spending spree that year. I bought Heroes of Might and Magic 2, Quake, Duke Nukem 3D, Master of Orion 2, and a whole bunch of other 1996 games. Tomb Raider came after the PC version. I'm not sure. I just remember that it was my first time I was able to buy video games whenever I wanted, or PC games in this case. So, Master of Orion 2, have you ever played it?
No, this is one I've heard about. Like, I knew about the Masters of Orion series and never got to sit down to it.
Anyway, Master of Orion 2 Battle at Antares is a 1996 4X turn-based role-playing game set in space, developed by Steve Barcia and Kent Bird, and developed by Simtex, who developed the predecessor Master of Orion and Master of Magic. Master of Orion 2 is more complex than Master of Orion, incorporating game mechanics from Master of Magic as well as new gameplay options. 3 new alien races have been added, and an option for players to design their own custom race. Instead of one planet per star system found in Master of Orion, there are now multi-planet star systems that can be shared with opponents. Though not usually, because usually that would end up with one person fighting and kicking the other person out. Food and needs balance is introduced into the economy. In tactical combat, spaceships can now turn direction and Marines can board enemy ships. With the right technology, players can now destroy planets outright. Multiplayer mode include one-on-one matches and games with up to 8 players. Reviews were generally favorable, and the game won the Origins Award for Best Fantasy or Science Fiction Computer Game of 1996. However, reviewers regarded indifference to the new gameplay mechanics and micromanagement. Master of Orion series set the new standard for Space Ace 4X games with a retrospective review by Tom Chick as a quote-unquote towering monolith in the genre that has cast an 8-year-long shadow over everything that's followed. Master of Orion will still be the definitive name in space opera games until Stellaris comes out. I'm just adding that last part. In the game review, Chick added that the Master of Orion 2 and its predecessor loom large in any discussion of any science fiction games. Master of Orion 2 has both influenced and the subsequent development of games and invited comparisons to reviews, with a 2006 GameSpot review describing it as the pinnacle of the genre. Other games have been noted for their similarities with Master of Orion 2. One review of Space Empires 4 made several comparisons. And then you also had Galactic Civilizations and recently Stellaris. And if you ever saw the Master of Orion reboot, it's sort of like Master of Orion meets Stellaris. So Master of Orion has been a thing, but I think Stellaris has taken it over.
Yes, but everything that you said about Masters of Orion, too, is things that I've heard about this series, and particularly this game, and it makes me want to go back and see, the things that would lead up to what we know as Stellaris, because you have to admit, things that came after, they have to have pulled from this game, right? This was a huge 4X for the genre, and I feel like it's one that you study. It's one that anyone that wants to make anything that's up to that standard would study, right?
It was also hard as fuck, because I'm going to tell you something. When the Antarans spewed out of the center of the board, it was like, oh shit, everybody's going to get their shit wrecked now.
I love the idea of getting so far along in military technology that you can literally crack someone's home planet. That is intense. And I don't know. This is one that I've heard of for a long time, and much like I went back and played the original Fallout games and figured out how to make them work, I kind of want to dip into this at some point and just make a month of it, just digging in and exploring everything it has to offer.
Master of Orion really hasn't aged as well as other games of its genre, of its age. Matter of fact, Heroes of Might and Magic, they're coming out with a new game, which is basically looks exactly like Heroes of Might and Magic 2, except with better better resolution. This one, the one thing I remember is A, it was incredibly hard for me. B, the music. It had this ambient music, which was just so futuristic and yet foreboding at the same time. And there was, if you took the creative trait, it basically broke the game, because instead of picking one from a category, you got all of them from a category. It's like, oh, you have to choose between this and this. No, just choose both. You have to choose. It was 3 options: this, or this. Nah, I'll take all 3. Thank you. I also like the fact that the terraforming was the best part for me. Some planets were uninhabitable until you terraformed them. So you went from a desert to a dusty planet, that sort of thing. I liked Master of Orion 3, even though everybody hated it.
Yes, I've heard similar things.
I could see where they overcomplicated it, and the overcomplication made it not buggy, but just not very well balanced. But yeah, every so often I play Master of Orion 2 just to remind myself of just how difficult it is. I still have not played the Master of Orion reboot in a long while. I'm gonna check Steam, see, because I got it in early access if I remember correctly, and I never really got around to playing it much. Because I have all the Master of Orions. Here we are. I have not played Master of Orion: Conquer the Stars since July 6, 2019. That's what I love about Steam. They tell you the last time that you played something.
Nice.
I last played Master of Orion 2 on August 26th.
This year?
This year.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's rad. It's the kind of thing where, like,
I haven't played Master of Magic Heroes. Magic Heroes 6 since almost a year ago. Just over a year ago, October 20th, 2015.
This is the kind of thing where, like, I want to, like, sit down to it and play, like, probably a full session of it, and then go and play Stellaris, and then go back and play this some more.
What's funny is once you hear the music to Master of Orion 2, you'll never forget it. It is the pinnacle of ambient music. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the new Might and Magic game, by the way.
Nice.
The olden era, which is basically its way of winking, saying, yeah, we're going back to the original. We're going back. The aesthetics and all that stuff, we're going back to the original. Have you ever played any of the Heroes of Might and Magic games? Oh, there's a demo. I'm going to download the demo.
I can't remember which one I've played, but I have played them.
Okay. Yeah, I actually... what's it called? Might and Magic, Heroes of Might and Magic 2 and 3 are now on Game Pass.
You know which one I've played? I've played, I think I've played the first one, A Strategic Quest.
Oh, Heroes... I forgot the name of it. Heroes something. I forgot the name of it. It's
straight up called Heroes of Might and Magic, a Strategic
Quest.
No,
it was a game which it was based on. Before it, there was actually, and they rebooted that game too.
Well, yes, they had like I remember I played like the very, very early like Mac version of it, where it was just like straight up, there was no music, there was no sound, and it was you like had to put in
King's Bounty. That was the name of the game. It was King's Bounty.
Prompts.
That was King's Bounty was the original game, and then they put it in the Might and Magic. That's another game I haven't played in a long while. I played the first Might and Magic, and not a single one of the others. Not even the Might and Magic 10, which was basically a callback, a reboot of the original.
I remember getting dragons in that first. I always played the supernatural like wizard.
Oh, the dungeon one. No, it's not. It's not supernatural. It's a dungeon.
Because they get the minotaurs and they get the griffins and they get the
dungeon,
dragons.
The dungeon lord. Yes. And 3 introduced fairy dragons and obsidian dragons.
I also remember enjoying the DOS version a bit, or not the DOS version, the Mac version a bit, Just it was a little bit simpler, but I remember questing across the land and like making deals with raiders and stuff like that was fun. I haven't played any of them since, and I probably should have because I enjoyed the heck out of that first one, with the exception that
You're dying.
I was yeah. Oh, sorry. Am I still here? Hello?
Yeah, you're dying. You're breaking up.
Oh, weird. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're just slowing out. You're choppy and you're roboting.
I don't know if there's anything I can do about that. Hopefully, my connection holds up. But I probably should go back to that series at some point because I remember really liking that original game, with the exception that I was young enough when I played it at the time that when you lose, they do like that red themed like guillotine dropping on your king's head, and I was terrified of that when I was like, I don't want to lose. I don't want to be beheaded.
Yeah. I think it's me who's suffering here, not you. Because right now my speed test is 1.6 megabits per second. So I'm going to see what happens if I close all of these other things. There's something slowing me down. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think it's because I'm downloading something. That's why.
That'll do it.
Yep. Anyways, moving on. Firaxis announces today we confirm we're testing dramatic changes to legacy paths and continuous play as one Civ through the ages. Really now? I guess that idea you had was of, just ending a Civ and moving on to a next Civ was stupid.
Yeah, this does seem like them acquiescing to like a lot of pressure from the outside, and I mean, like, people want what they want. There's a value in playing one group, like even if it's not like historically accurate. There's fun in playing the Egyptians from the ancient times into modern age. There's fun in taking a civilization that might not have done as well as it did in history and just like making them into a powerhouse, or just figuring out how to win wherever
and then they take
excel.
the piss and announce their new leader is going to be Edward Teach. What? Okay, let's break this down. Benjamin Franklin was never a president and he was never a leader, but he was a very important person. He wasn't a leader because he decided not to be, and he basically became an ambassador.
Mm-hmm.
Harriet Tubman was never a leader of a country, but at least she was heroic. Edward Teach, are we seriously going to make Blackbeard the leader of countries? Yes, Edward Teach is now running China.
Well, at the very least, at least we'll be able to play one Civ from beginning to end.
But that's just it. It's not going to work because the game is built to have that break. So it's not going to help. It's not going to help at all. It needed to be built from the ground up with the idea that you were one Civ through the entire thing. This game was built for microtransactions. That's basically it. And all these bullshit leaders like Edward Teach are just, I don't know, stupid DLC. And it's like, they're lucky there's no Civ killer right now. I mean, people are saying we're going to play Old World. It's not that. Old World only stays in the past, and it's not. I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
So, whatever Civ 8 is going to be, they're going to overcorrect.
I mean, you could always just keep playing Civ 6 for now, because
and people have been.
Yeah,
people have been. That's what they've been doing. I mean, the thing is that it still exists, and they're not going to pull it off stores. Imagine if they did. Imagine if they were so eager to have wean people off earlier Civs, they actually took the older Civs off the shelves, just that the only Civ that was available was Civ 7. That would be a disaster. But they didn't, so, and Dan right now is playing Civ 6. Anyways. Rumor: Baldur's Gate 3 about to become an Xbox Play Anywhere game. That is kind of important because you know what that means? It means they want it to be people to be able to play it on the Rogue Ally X.
Yeah, that would be interesting. I think that would be the only way that you could take. Oh no, I think Baldur's Gate can be played on the Steam Deck. I don't know how well it can play.
No, but here's the thing: you also have cross-platform progression.
Yeah, that's true.
So you have cross-platform on the Xbox and the PC versions, not the Steam version, but the Microsoft version. So you play them. If you get the Xbox version, you have the Windows version, Windows Store version on your PC, so you can play between them and still have save progression, which is what a lot of people want. You know, if you're going to be playing it on your Ally X, it'd be nice for you to be able to go from your save file on your Xbox to your handheld to your PC.
That's interesting, and it's a good like Baldur's Gate should be on everything that it should be on, that it can be on, because it is an awesome pick up and play game. It's an awesome like I want to just do a little bit of venturing and then put it back down. Like if I could take Baldur's Gate with me on the Switch too, which I don't know how if we're anywhere near that, but if I could, I would absolutely.
Yeah, Elden Ring, by the way, is delayed on the Switch too. Gee, I wonder why.
It's a matter of, from what I understand, like the kits for Switch 2 have been like in very stingy supply. And there have been like some groups that have gotten them early. Like you see like Team Cherry probably got that shit early because there's absolutely nothing wrong with that game. Capcom probably got it early because shockingly Street Fighter 6 runs well on the Nintendo Switch 2. And Resident Evil Requiem was running well on it when I played it at a Tokyo Game Show. So like it's a matter of like the resources being in people's hands, and I don't feel like Nintendo is being very what's the word for it, available about it.
Yeah. I do know that Sonic Racing is running very well on the Switch too, so at least there's that.
I really do think it's a matter of like people getting the kits into their hand, the development kits into their hands, and having the time to actually work with them. I don't think Bandai Namco is one of the ones that did. I think that they're struggling with it because they're trying to play catch up. We'll see though. They have Elden Ring, and they're trying to do another game, The Dustbloods, in 2026 for Switch 2. So I don't know. Do you want to just like stay on the Nintendo train as we go into this next one?
Well, before we do that, let's talk about what we've been playing, because we've moved on to quick news before doing that.
Oh, yeah.
I will start first, and I will start first with Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2. I finished it.
And you finished it?
Yes, and I'm going to say something. The game is not a Bloodlines game, at least not in terms of the way it plays. It's interesting. But it is one of the best stories I've seen in a video game. And Fabian is now one of my favorite video game characters, right there with Nick Valentine. They're both similar characters, too. And the arc of Fabian's story is magical. And here's the thing. The Chinese Room isn't very good at making an action game, but they're really good at telling a story.
Yeah.
And that's what they really did with this game. And I was a bit, I was a bit like, I would have been fine playing a Thin Blood and working my way up. And in the game, you start off as an elder and you never really gain any stats ever. You just gain abilities. You just remember abilities, and that's it. And it made sense in the last 15 minutes of the game of why you're an elder and why it's important and why they went that way. And at some point I'm going to play it again.
So what's your oh, well, that's a positive.
There's too much shit right now to play it again.
So what's your final verdict on it? What would you recommend it?
I would recommend it for people who enjoy Vampire the Masquerade and are invested in the characters. I also want to do a replay at some point to see the clues laid out before me now that I know what's going on. But yeah, the story is really good.
Fair enough.
And I want to try a different ending. Those are endings. They're not push button endings, not quite. But I can see the decisions I made where they led to it. So all I have to do is change my decisions. I also played Pacific Drive, which has been out on PlayStation and PC for a while. Have you heard of Pacific Drive?
Yes, I love Pacific Drive. They just got a new DLC too pretty recently.
So for those of you who don't know, Pacific Drive is you're in a car. Well, you're driving, you're making a delivery, and you apparently are too close to an area that's walled off. And this area has been apparently getting wider and wider and wider. So it's not like you're an idiot who decided to drive into it. No, it's just that it's expanding it all the time. Like the area, like City, what was it, 51? City 31 in Half-Life. I forgot the name. What they named it. But it's constantly getting wider, and you just get caught, and you're pulled into this area in the Olympic Peninsula, which is in the Pacific Northwest. And now you have this rickety old car, and you need to go drive out and do things in various areas. And the further out you go, the more randomization it is. Like this forest all becomes a desert because it just transforms. So a lot of it is annoying because you keep on getting injured and you keep on having your car get dinged, even though there's nothing you can do about it. Like suddenly the floor starts raising up underneath you and just tosses your car around, and you have to keep repairing your car. So yeah, you can also. I think I'm going to play it on a lower difficulty just so I can enjoy the game, because a lot of the fun of the game is the exploration and just driving into these new areas and discovering their secrets. The rest of the game is a kind of busy work.
Yeah, there's a lot of maintenance. There's a lot of. I actually kind of like that about
the maintenance. Is fine. I don't mind the maintenance. It's just when you're out there, things get bullshitty.
Oh yeah. I had numerous occasions in that game where I felt like Thelma and Louise trying to drive out of a just the worst situation. And when
especially when you're driving to the portal, because you have to activate a portal to get out of that area, and it's all of a sudden, oh, this tree just happened to just appear in front of me. Oh God, let me back up as my car's starting to go to pieces, and then have to drive on. It's sort of like, oh, there's a log. You didn't notice a log. Boom.
And there's lightning strikes happening, and there's saw blades on the ground moving back and forth, and there's just little electronic doodads.
I realized quickly that before I do anything, just upgrade all of my car to at least steel, not the shitty chassis that you start with, and have them all have at least summer tires.
Yeah.
Otherwise, your car is going to be and by the way, when they say that an area is stable, that's a lie. That is an absolute friggin' lie when they say an area is stable. No.
It is.
I remember once you have this green blob that's just moving across the screen. It's like, oh God. It doesn't harm you. You have to be inside your car though, or else you will get harmed. And it's sort of like things just start it's an earthquake. Everything starts going up and down, and it's like, yeah.
Have you gotten far enough to have to what's the word for it? Diagnose quirks?
Oh no, I haven't gotten to the part in which you close rifts. Not yet.
Oh, okay. There's a certain part at which your car will do funny things that won't stop happening.
Yeah.
Until you figure out, like, you have to go through them.
That. I have had that happen to me. Yes.
Yes. Where it'll do things like every time you turn left, like the blinkers will come on or the windshield wipers will run.
So here's the thing about the game is that, from what I understand, your car isn't real.
Yeah.
Instead, it's a manifestation. And the reason why your car is the only one that's there is because you're really into cars. So your desire is to have a car. So boom, you have a car.
Yes. It is an anomalous entity that is eating through your brain as you spend more time with it. But that's for you to solve through the events of the game.
Yeah, and also you're stuck with a station wagon.
Yes. That's my favorite part about it is that it's that
Just
shitty old
station
wood
wagon.
panel station
But
wagon.
that's what you were driving on your delivery.
Mm-hmm.
It's the last thing you remember. Oh, I had a station wagon. You don't have the A-Team's truck. No, you have a station wagon. I have also been playing the Outer Worlds 2, which obviously I have not completed. Before that, I do have Power Wash Simulator. I haven't gotten far through it yet. As I haven't even started it because there's so many games right now. I also played a bit of Bounty Star, and that's interesting. Basically, it's farming sim meets mechs. And I'm going to say something about Bounty Star. You know how Hi-Fi Rush felt like a lost a Dreamcast game?
Mm-hmm.
Bounty Star feels like a lost PlayStation 3 / Xbox 360 game. It looks exactly like an Xbox 360 game. Play, I say, am I playing an Xbox 360 game? And it's intentionally so. It's not because it's janky or anything. And I thought it was an interesting thing to do. We hadn't had any of that really yet. We've had games that emulated the Chinese Spinach Android and the NES and the Super NES and the Genesis and all, and we finally have games that are imitating the Xbox 360.
Yes.
Games that are imitating the Wii, and that's going to be a hard day. But yeah. Okay, so I haven't gotten past Paradise Island and Outer Worlds 2 yet.
Okay.
I am. What's the word I'm looking for? I have been exploiting my way through part of the game because it's a lot like New Vegas. And I'm going to say something a lot of people have been saying it's like New Vegas 2. Because it's a game that doesn't give you any direction whatsoever. You go that way, you may run into things you cannot deal with. Which I did. And I was able to jank my way through them. Because I chose a stealth build. So I can't auto kill them. But since I'm spec'd out for stealth, I'm able to come up and whack them several times in the night before they can make a noise.
Yeah.
And then I decompose their body before anybody can find them. Which is, by the way, if you ever played No One Lives Forever, that's what it's basically doing that. Because No One Lives Forever had the same thing. Because it said Kate isn't strong enough to pick up bodies and carry them, so she just dissolves them.
Yes.
So that's what happens in this game. You dissolve them though into green goo.
You have a spray bottle. It's like a little industrial Windex bottle of acid for dissolving bodies.
And the thing is that I saw, sometimes when I did my stealth kills, I would notice a little thing come up say body detected. So it is important.
Yes.
The other thing I knew about perks and all that stuff and quirks, but for the first time in the game today, as I was playing, the game stopped and said, "Oh, do you want to buy this quirk? It does something good and it does something bad."
Yes.
In the middle of the game, and I said, "Sure." What it did was it decreased my health by 25%, but it buffed up in a big way my stealth ability. So I said, "Sure, why not?" The other thing I like is that the game recognizes your game state. So when I loaded the game up again, it said, it's a good, it's nice to see someone taking normal difficulty on their first playthrough. Most people don't.
Mm-hmm. It's a very involved game, and it remembers your choices better than most games I've seen.
Well, it's Obsidian. And it also, the things that I did not like about the Outer Wilds 1 aren't here because the game sort of says, you know what? The Outer Wilds touched on Fallout a bit. This game says, okay, yes, we're Fallout in space and we're owning it. And they completely went the Fallout route, which was a good idea.
Yes. The perks have been fun, and I like those flaws that you talked about. I got one myself recently because I notoriously reload before I empty a clip. And so now I have a flaw where my magazines have 50% more bullets in them. But if if you run out, you have a penalty. Yes. If I ever let a magazine hit 0, then I get a 40% damage reduction for 8 seconds.
Yeah, you got to reload before you actually run out.
Those are fun. I like those things. And then just the things that your squad remembers from the beginning, or just anyone you interact with. Anytime it says this will be remembered, you better believe that 30 hours later it will be remembered.
Yeah. And someone who did a preview build on PC Gamer noted that the kind of character he played evolved. I mean, he did all the meathead responses, you know, and all that stuff, but he found his character having to grow up, you know, and be he wasn't like being forced. It was sort of like a natural progression from the character type he played to later on. He was still that character, but he was becoming more of a leader.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not as I'm not as delving into this as other games that I've played, but it is a game that's bringing me back to play it. You know, so
it's really good as far as the maps go too. Like you see Paradise Island and what you've got there. There are like at least 4 more maps about that size.
yeah, and here's the thing. One of the funny things is that, like I said, I had to cheese my way through some of it because I decided to go into a harder area. So like I went into a place in which all the soldiers there were far higher than me, and I couldn't auto kill them. It's the part in which you have to cross the bridge, and they want you to do stuff. And I went to this place and I saw, oh wait, I don't have engineering to turn on the funicular, so I went back and said, screw it, I'm going to stealth my way through it. And the few guards that I had, I was able to take out before they could attract attention. So there I was, cheesing my way through it with a build that was not ready for that area, but going through it anyway. So, but that was fun. I like being able to cheese through it.
They really did, like, they improved on just about everything that they could have improved on in this thing. I'm really happy that they did. Yeah. It feels like many people have been saying, like the Obsidian sci-fi RPG we've been waiting on for a pretty long time.
Well, you know, it makes the first game seem a lot more like a rough draft now.
Yes, it does. I agree with that.
It feels like they were trying to do more of a shooter and an RPG in the first game, even though you had the your choices count and all that stuff, and the people remember what you said. Here, it feels more organic. It feels more like Fallout 4 and Fallout New Vegas. Oh, by the way, didn't that piss everybody off? What? We're just getting Fallout 4 remastered? I don't mind that.
Have you
I think it's pissed off. Everybody thought they were getting Fallout 3 remastered.
Yeah. Have you any opinion on any of the companions yet?
Of what? No, none of the new companions. Just Valerie and Miles.
Got it.
I haven't tried it.
You're gonna have to tell me what you think of the others when you find them. They're pretty. Sure. They're pretty great this time around.
By the way, I also like the fact that with my speech thing, I was able to get certain results that other characters are surprised. Like when you go down into the basement, and there are these rebels there, and you use your speech to convince them to give up, even though they're ready to suicide themselves. You know, and it felt really rewarding. And the funny thing is, I don't know which side I'm supposed to be on yet, which is a good sign. I'm on my own side right now. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Keep on lighting up.
Oh, sorry. I think I got knocked out for a sec there.
You frozen again.
Am I frozen or am I back?
No, you just it's your turn to talk.
Oh, wait, what am I saying? Which part? I dropped out for a second.
I was talking about fighting these rebels in the basement and using my speech skill to get them all out alive and just allow themselves to be captured, basically by saying, you know, you're dying now would be pretty stupid. It
okay, that's the part. Good. Yeah. Yes, I remember those people. There's, like I said, and like you can save those folks, and or you can have them all kill each other, and there's consequences for all of it that like matter later.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to get off this planet. I know it's not going to be for a while, but it'll be interesting to see what all my decisions are. But yeah, Outer Worlds 2 is becoming a masterpiece, according to a lot of people. It's not a masterpiece for me. I just think it's a really good game. But it's everything everybody wanted from the Outer Worlds 2.
Yes. It's definitely better than the Outer Worlds 1. It is they learned the lessons that needed to be learned and applied them thoughtfully. They did a great job.
Yeah. So how about you? What have you been playing?
The Outer Worlds 2.
Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Is that all you played? Did it dominate your time?
Yeah, I played the Outer Worlds 2 mostly for review, and so like
I'm going to tell you something. If you have to play it to complete it, it is going to dominate all your time.
Yes, and it was very involved. Like there is so much to do in that game.
Yeah. There's actually, the thing is that this is the time of year in which everything's coming out. Because one game, if Scott were here, that I'm pretty sure he'd be talking about is Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD, 3D HD, or whatever. You know the game I'm talking about.
I've heard that the remake of Dragon Quest 2 is like the best version of Dragon Quest 2 that's ever existed, and that the remake of Dragon Quest 1 is conversely the worst version of Dragon Quest 1 that has ever existed.
I haven't heard any complaints about Dragon Quest 1 HD 2D remake.
That's the thing, is that I've heard that the DQ2 is great. I've heard the DQ1 leaves a lot to be desired.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of things about Arc Raiders. I had not heard anything about it before, but once it was released, it's sort of like it's a extraction game, but a lot of people are loving it.
Yeah. It looks interesting. Like the whole idea is that Skynet is taken over, and on the surface there's robots everywhere running around and patrolling ruined civilization. But these people need to go and get the materials they need to survive. So raiders go up to the surface and go running around scrapping. And like it looks interesting. I've seen like some of the robots they have in that game. They are straight up like Terminator level, like future war level robots. I love the scope of the robots that will come after you if you stick around in an area for too long.
Yeah, I've actually heard people bashing Little Nightmares 3. For one, it's not made by the original developer; it's made by Supermassive Games, the same people who did all the the adventure games.
The folks who made Until Dawn,
yeah,
made the new Little Nightmares 3.
Yes. Supermassive did Little Nightmares 3. Yes.
That doesn't seem right. Hold on.
Well, here's a hint. It's a co-op game.
Oh.
It is Supermassive Games.
Yeah, I see that, but like that just seems wrong. Why would you have Supermassive do that?
Well, here's the thing. The developers who did Little Nightmares, what is their name again? Tarsier Studios.
Uh-huh.
They made a new game. It's called Reanimal. You know what it's about?
What's that?
It's Little Nightmares, except with a different licensing.
Oh. I guess
so. It tells me that they got tired of the Little Nightmares license and wanted to make a new game and make a new franchise, but they decided we're just going to do what we were best at.
Oh yeah.
Because look at Reanimal. It's basically the same thing, except it's not. Except it's little kids in a dreamlike world where adult things are scary. It's just the main character looks more like a little girl than the one instead of putting on masks. Yeah.
THQ Nordic being the publisher on Reanimal makes me a little bit nervous.
Well, it's also Amplifier Studios.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, Little Nightmares is done by Supermassive.
What a strange thing. Supermassive is like I just got done watching a playthrough of the remake of Until Dawn, and I still love that game. It's a great horror game. But I wouldn't want Supermassive. I like Supermassive has a very specific style. They're good at making.
Yes, and that's co-op, and that's basically what the Little Nightmares 3 is. Basically, a 2-player game. Now, fortunately, it isn't like A Way Out, in which it has to be 2 players.
No.
You can have an AI doing
It's not Supermassive that did A Way Out. Supermassive did Until Dawn and the.
No, but I'm saying they're not doing the kind of co-op that is enforced co-op. They're doing.
Okay.
You can also play with an AI.
Got it.
But no, but Supermassive did a lot of co-op, and they did their co-op games with their horror stories.
But those
in
are
which you could
always
have
like past the controller type games where like you one person controls a character
or a
and
vote game or a vote.
yeah. Like
But yeah,
that's the thing is that I've never seen Supermassive do anything besides those story-based games. So them being suddenly on a puzzle platformer, that doesn't seem like it fits their style.
Hey, imagine if Playdead did it instead, you know? I mean,
that would be great. That seems like it would actually fit. Supermassive is like putting a square peg in the round hole.
Yeah, I don't know what Playdead is doing, actually, now that I think about it. I mean, they did Inside, and then what?
I guess good for the original developers that they're doing their own thing. I hope it works out for them.
Playdead just did Limo and Inside, and that's it. Nothing else.
Man, what a strange thing.
Inside is like 9 years ago.
This is the first time I've learned that Supermassive worked on did Little Nightmares 2.
The other game that's blowing up is Battlefield 6, which is shocking to me because usually when you have a shooter like that, everybody complains.
Yes, but people are happy with this one. And I've played a little bit of it myself, and I can say that it does feel satisfying.
Also, people are attacking Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. I have it, and I see nothing wrong with it. I have no idea why people are going off on it.
I saw something about AI, but...
No, it can't have been AI. What's it called? Because the characters look cleanly made. It's not like, so I don't see where it could be AI. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people are blaming AI for everything. And it's sort of like, even when it doesn't make sense.
Huh.
People are also... Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, the AI thing was the only one I heard on Plants vs. Zombies. I don't follow it closely enough to... know exactly what's going on with it, but I did remember seeing some folks posting about AI being used somewhere in the art or something.
People are also saying that Football Manager 26 is really buggy. But another person who is an expert at that game says, but the in-game matches are much better. So it's sort of like they're saying they forced it out the door too early. They just have to wait for the patches whenever those come. I wish Out of the Park Baseball is more like Football Manager. But Marcus Heinsohn is a friend of mine, and he quit, which is a red flag because a new studio is doing it, and ever since it went into its own version of Madden Ultimate Team, it's sort of like it's hard to get worse, but now it's gotten worse. So it's disappointing because Out of the Park Baseball is the only baseball sim that really does everything for me.
Yeah.
But
you said that Out of the Park Baseball 4 wasn't any good, right?
Well, no, 2025. There's a game coming out, which I know a lot of people are excited over, and that's Europa Universalis 5. And that I never saw. There's a lot of games that are coming out that I had no idea were coming out. Like, did you know there was going to be a remaster of Yooka-Laylee?
Oh yeah, Replayly. I think it's come out at this point.
It came out weeks ago, but it's sort of like, wait, that came out?
Yep.
There are movies that are coming out and say, wait, that came out? It's just so friggin' strange that you remember when movies, you knew everything about them before they came out, and now it's sort of like, oh, wait, they did a sequel to that? Oh, wait, there's a new Jurassic Park film? Really? When did that come out? Wait, there's a new Tron movie? Wait,
yeah.
When was that announced? No, I'm just saying, I only learned of Tron Ares like a day before it was released. Wait, what? There's a new Jurassic Park film? Same thing with video games. There's some video games that are coming out which have no hype whatsoever. And I would have been interested in if I'd known they were coming out. And it's funny, in this game of instant information, why are these things coming so into the, under the radar?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it feels like everybody's trying to rush their stuff out.
I mean, Chicken Run just got a new game. Extraction. and I had no idea it was coming out. There's just like games that are coming out that I say, what? Wait, when was this going to happen? I mean, I don't know. If they released a new Walking Dead game, I would not blink because okay, another major franchise is releasing a game that I know. Oh yeah, Jurassic Park Evolution 3.
Yes, that came out pretty recently.
And there was no hype for it whatsoever. None.
I didn't remember seeing anything about it.
None. It's funny because people were attacking Microsoft for not hyping their games, but they started hyping The Outer Worlds 2, and they started doing their launch trailer a week before it was actually launched. So at least there are some games that can receive hype. I wonder what the next one is going to be. Well, aside from Grand Theft Auto 6. By the way, there was an article in which the people's who are developing it said there's no fucking way we could use AI to make Grand Theft Auto 6. I don't know where we're hearing this from, but it's impossible. There's a lot of remasters coming out that I didn't even know about. I mean, I did know about Deus Ex.
Yeah.
But now I'm hearing all this shit about it. I don't see what's so wrong about it.
I don't know.
Anyways, did you play much of Power Wash Simulator 2?
Yeah, I've played through a bunch of it. I had to review that before I reviewed The Outer Worlds 2. So I got through a good chunk of that, and it's great. It's everything. It's pretty much all. It's great if you like the first one, because it is basically the first one and more.
Because I don't know when I'm gonna be able to play it because everything else has been taking up my time.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I just remembered another game that came out, which I had no fucking clue about. A new Katamari Damacy game, and not even a remastered one, an actual new one. Yes. Katamari. Once Upon a Katamari. I heard nothing about it until it was almost out.
Yeah. That's another one of those ones that, just like you're talking about, like no one said anything about it until it was like out.
How is it so under the radar? It's Katamari Damacy, for crying out loud.
It's a beloved series, and they just didn't talk about it until
it's sort of like if they released Halo 7 and there was nothing about it until like the day before it was released.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of speculation on what's going to be next for the Dragon Warriors game, what's called HD 2D remakes. There's a lot of Dragon Quest games.
There sure are. I mean, I think Dragon Quest IV is still 2D, but I don't know where you go after that.
Yeah. Also, Tales of Xillia were remastered as well, and nothing was said about that until today.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, that reminds me. Have you played Virtua Fighter 5 Revo?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Well, that came out today. So.
Yeah.
Do you care?
I've played Virtua Fighter 5. It's another new version of Virtua Fighter 5, which there's been like 4 at this point. This one moves the stuff that they had from PC over to Xbox and PlayStation, which is fine. And they did crossplay, which is also cool, but it's still just Virtua Fighter 5. I'm ready for the new one.
Yeah, which reminds me that they casually just released Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection today. And the thing that's shocking to me is it's getting rave reviews.
It's Digital Eclipse. They're great at what they do.
But here's the thing. For those who don't know, the first time they had a Mortal Kombat collection, which had all the Mortal Kombats, it was a buggy fucking mess.
Yes. But Digital Eclipse knows what they're doing. They're better at this than most of the other people that do that kind of stuff. To the point where like they got everything. They got everything from like the main like arcade games down to like the Game Boy version of Mortal Kombat 2. And like not everybody wants to play every version, but they have it all collected in one place with a museum of stuff that goes through like the history of making all that stuff. It's so cool the way that Digital Eclipse sets that stuff up. And like this is they've built a reputation for it at this point because they did the TMNT Cowabunga collection, they did the Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection, and there's one more somewhere in there that I'm forgetting, but they're very Tetris. The Tetris collection. They're very good at it. I love what they're doing.
The only thing is that the the original Mortal Kombat games do not age well, and I'm not talking about the blood and violence. I'm talking about the gameplay, which is fine. If you're playing the Mortal Kombat collection, you're doing it for pure nostalgia.
Mortal Kombat 2 still feels pretty dope. I think
Okay.
that one feels the best out of them.
Yeah. Well, it
Mortal
didn't really
Kombat
find
1.
its. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I was going
I'm
to
just
say Mortal
saying.
Kombat 1 and 3 are kind of cheesy.
Mm. And the thing is that it wasn't until it went 3D that it really found its thing, because then you had some really graphic shit. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna move on to the actual news, and this one will make you happy. Nintendo's Palworld lawsuit suffers a big blow, and this comes from comicbook.com. Nintendo's lawsuit to take down Pocket Pair's Palworld suffered a devastating blow in court. According to Windows Central, Nintendo's ongoing legal battle against Palworld developer Pocket Pair suffered a blow when the patent it claimed was infringed was rejected by the Japan Patent Office, JPO. The company has been battling out in the Tokyo District Court since 2024 for 3 patents. Nintendo claims damages seeking 5 million yen, which is about $33,000, over the alleged infringement, and therein lies the problem. The JPO rejected one of the 3 patents for lack of inventive step. That's patent jargon for plain to prove there was an obvious intention of the party at the time of filing. The JPO cited similar games like, of course, Ark, Monster Hunter 4, and even Pokemon Go as examples. In other words, Nintendo, even if this patent was allowable, you didn't do it at the fucking time that it would have been relevant. Now you're just claiming it now?
Yeah.
Can't do it now. According to GamesFrey, the denial is substantial and potentially insurmountable to Nintendo's ability to argue that Pocket Pair violated one of 3 patents, since it clearly couldn't have patent infringed on one of them. What they're basically saying is that there are 3 claims, and if one of them's shit, then the other 2 aren't going to be are going to probably be shit too. Meanwhile, Palworld remains available on multiple platforms where a large number of fans enjoy it. Given the time it takes for these kind of cases to work their way through courts, it may be too late for Nintendo to do much about competition, with a big Palworld release set for 2026. Even if it does succeed in proving that Palworld infringes patents, which it'll never do, you can't patent those sort of things. It's sort of like me trying to patent first-person shooters for having a fire button.
Yeah, I was like, if you like went out there and tried to go ahead and say like, I'm patenting the mechanic of a weapon recharging its ammo after it shoots its ammo.
Like, I mean, here's the thing: if Epic wanted to be a dick and do it when Gears of War came out, they wouldn't have. But that was the time to do it. Saying, "Yeah, active reload, that's our thing. No one else can do it." But they didn't, because it's stupid and unenforceable.
They also chose such a broad category to try to patent, and that was like really stupid. Like,
reminds me of that patent troll who patented the word edge.
Yeah, like that kind of stuff is just ridiculous and unenforceable.
And then EA's lawyers said, "Well, guess what, motherfucker? We want to make Mirror's Edge, and you can't stop us." And, oh, you're trying to sue us? Well, our lawyers are better than your lawyers.
Well, if the lawsuit is ridiculous enough, then it doesn't matter.
And then he tried to patent Scrolls.
Who was it?
He also tried to patent Scrolls.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like I think that in the end, like Palworld is going to get to stay around. I don't think that Nintendo can shut them down reasonably right now at this point.
And here's the thing: Microsoft and Sony like the attention that Palworld is getting, and they would help Pocket Pair. Yeah.
Yes, because that's like a direct mockery of one of their competitors.
Well, not only that, but it's getting a lot of eyes on the consoles. When Palworld came to Game Pass like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, it blew up. And Microsoft liked that it blew up. You know? They want to keep it blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
And Sony, you know, they're getting money for all copies sold, so yeah. And yes, it is competitive, but Sony would be more interested in the fact that they're competitors.
You have to also remember that Palworld is still in early access, so like it has that tail where like not only is it gaining steam and building a player base, but when it has its 1.0 release, it'll have that second like hit.
Yeah, sometime in 2026. Yeah,
where people will jump in and say, "Oh, it's 1.0 now."
Yeah. Another Battle Royale game is shutting down for good. This comes from GameSpot. In April 2022, developer and publisher Sharkmob officially launched Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt, a battle royale set in White Wolf Publishing's World of Darkness. Players took control of vampires in Prague as they joined rival sects and battled each other with their supernatural ability and conventional weapons. However, new updates for the game ceased a year later in 2023, and now Blood Hunt servers are going offline in 2026. Sharkmob announced the news on the site that Vampire the Masquerade Blood Hunt will have its final death on April 28, 2026. Once the game servers go offline, the PC and PlayStation 5 versions of this title will no longer be playable. And once again, we have a live service game that once it goes offline, that's it. If you like the game, too bad.
Bummer. But also, like, I was surprised that this thing was was around for as long as it was. I didn't hear much about it outside of the fact that it launched in April 2022, but I'd forgotten that it existed up until they told me that it was being shut down for good.
You know, there is another Vampire the Masquerade visual novel that I hadn't heard about that they're saying, oh, it's available on sale if you want it. And I like those visual novels. It's just like, another one already? Didn't even know.
Yeah.
The World of Darkness thing is just crazy. There's so much of this Vampire the Masquerade stuff going out, which is probably why Bloodlines 2 is so... They did not want that to go away, so they basically remade the entire game for a new game.
Yeah. Well, like, amazing that they got to spend 3 years on that, because, like, I don't even know if it was good or not. I've never heard anyone talk about whether they played it or not.
You know, a game was really good that was a hero shooter before they even existed. Gotham Imposters.
Gotham Imposters?
And from what I understand, it was real good. It was extremely good. You were either one of the Batmans or the Jokers, and you could kit out your character with any look that you wanted. So you could have a fat, slovenly Batman with his shirt, with a dirty shirt and his chest hair poking out, or a thin Batman who's skinny and all, you know, just any kind of Batman or Joker that you wanted. And it was supposed to be really, really, really good, and it never caught on. Imagine if they released it now.
Yeah, I think it would actually do better. Well, like, DC's having a pretty good time nowadays, so, like, I imagine it would actually be at least have a better chance than it did back at the time.
Have Gotham Imposters remastered.
That
everything's being remastered.
There was also a MOBA that I really
Oh yes, the DC Universe MOBA, right.
What was it? Infinite Crisis or something like that?
Infinite Crisis. Yeah, it was Infinite Crisis. It was discontinued 10 years ago. And it was good. It wasn't amazing, but they had a lot of people who they did a lot of beta testing with people who are really into MOBAs. So you had Gaslight by Gotham by Gaslight Batman and Gotham by Gaslight Catwoman, or Atomic Green Lantern, or Mecha Superman, or Nightmare Superman, that sort of thing.
Yep, they had a lot of different universes, and I thought that made it really cool, because sometimes it wasn't just skins. Like, sometimes those would be like entirely
and they were different. They were different attacks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, the Nightmare Robin, the regular Robin was Tim Drake, and the Nightmare Robin was Damian.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah, it was good. It was a 5 versus 5 game in a city, and you had to do this typical drones thing. It's like I said, some of these games, if you announced we're doing a reboot, I wonder how many people would perk up their ears and say, yes, definitely. I love that game back in the day. Bring it back.
Yeah, I agree. Like, some of the stuff came out when DC was not on the leg up.
Well, not just DC was down, but the hero shooter was not a thing yet.
Yeah.
Right? No, MOBAs were a thing, but it got lost in the crowd, Infinite Crisis.
Yes. And nowadays you have, like, we have Pokemon Unite, we have League of Legends, and we have Dota 2. I think that right now, with DC doing pretty decent for itself, if you did Infinite Crisis again, I think it might catch a little bit more eyes than it did at the time.
You ever heard of Risk Global Domination?
No.
It was a goofy game, the original one, in which you could play as cats or you could play as robots or anything like that. It was fast-paced, goofy, and fun. I'm sorry, no, Risk Factions. I'm sorry, it was Risk Factions. Look up Risk Factions, and you'll have a hilarious laugh about it. You had the human faction, the cat faction, the zombie faction, the robot faction, and the alien faction. And it was a trip to play.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it no longer exists. So just look up Risk Factions or check out gameplay videos, and you'll giggle because it's a very fun game. It's very Risk, but it's also very goofy.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyways, look for our show notes at gamingpodcast.net, along with industry news and our gaming history articles. We enjoy feedback, so leave comments on our blog at gamingpodcast.net. Also, set us up at facebook.com/gamingpodcast. Subscribe to us on iTunes and leave us some iTunes comments. You can find me on Blue Sky at Jonah Falcon.
You can find me at Johnny Chugs.
And we will see you next week.
Have fun, be cool, play games, y'all.
That's that. End stream. Plunk.
Yeah.